Arne, congratulations. Liverpool are into the FA Cup quarter-finals. Was that a much better performance than Tuesday?
Although a lot of things were the same as well. I think in the first 50 minutes we had a lot of ball possession. We're more of a threat than 3 days ago, but still not that we created chance after chance after chance. They had one chance, scored one, so that's an improvement because 3 days ago they had one chance and they scored two. Again, we conceded in the last minute, but this one didn't hurt us. And after we went 2-0 up, I think the game was much more open, and then we created a lot of chances. But till the moment we scored the 1-0, which I see him now behind you, Robbo, made a great goal. 20-yard shot is not a big chance, but it makes life so much easier against a team that's defending with so many players so tight and so aggressive. Then scoring a goal like that is really helpful to win the game.
Well, he doesn't score many, does he? But 95 seconds between Andy Robertson's goal and then the assist for Mo Salah. How valuable is he to this team?
No, very valuable. First of all, because of the quality he brings. Second of all, for the personality he is. He hasn't played as much maybe as he would like to, although he played quite a lot. But last season he played more. But we've signed another very good fullback in Milos Gerkes. But today Robbo had to play, and if he has to play, he always shows up. So did really well today. The second goal was indeed a great assist, but a great lead up to that goal, great attack, in my opinion. If the linesman raises his flag for Mo Salah, I always doubt him, because if there's one thing Mo is really good at, is timing of his run and not being offside. And Mo was right, I was right, it wasn't offside.
Well, 17-year-old Rio Nguhoma got his start tonight and he was given the player of the match as well. The only thing missing for him really was a goal. What did you make of his performance?
A good performance. I think he was even better than when he came in 3 days ago. Kept the ball really well, was a threat constantly. A player that, as we know, because we don't see him for the first time, is able to beat his man in 1v1 situation, and that is something you don't see a lot in modern football. So good performance of him, and that's special if you're 17 years old and you can impact a Premier League game. I know it's an FA Cup game, but 2 Premier League sides in this manner. That shows that he has a lot of qualities, but on the other side, there's a player, Mo Salah, who he has to take an example of, because being a good player is not so difficult, but being a good player every 3 days, over a long period of time, that is something we're going to work on very hard with him to make sure he can go to those levels.
You said before the game that Hugo Ekitike pretty much has to start every game at the moment. So how beneficial was it that you were able to give him a full rest tonight, and also to see Florian Wirtz back on the pitch ahead of a big Champions League game to come?
Yeah, it's nice to have players available again, not only 12, 13 or 14. I haven't spoken about it a lot. I don't think I spoke at all about that, but now we have them back. Maybe I can say something about it. These same players constantly had to play every 3 days. And then sometimes that impacts also performances. And I think it's, as you see everywhere at Premier League side that have to play so many games, you see more rotation, but that wasn't always able. That's why I respect these players that had to play so much, a lot, and that they could not always bring their best performance. Makes sense to me then. So it's good that today we could rotate a little bit more, and with players coming back and players that came in doing really well, makes it for me easier to rotate, but also to impact the game off the bench.
Well done tonight. Congratulations.
Well, Andy, you've just been celebrating in front of the Liverpool fans after the disappointment of midweek. Was that a bit more like it?
Yeah, a bit more like it. We know we let ourselves down on Tuesday. Obviously not the performance that we expect of ourselves, so it was up to us to... It's very rare you get to play the same team 3 days later, so it was up to us to go and put it right. And we knew, obviously, FA Cup is, do or die. You're either in or you're out, and thankfully we're into the quarterfinals.
Liverpool needed a goal, and there you are, a goal and an assist within 1 minute and 35 seconds. Let's start with the goal. You couldn't have hit that much better, could you?
Couldn't have had it much better, no. It's probably quite rare. But yeah, look, obviously it just opened up, and thankfully I had it clean. Most of them usually go over the bar at my time at Liverpool, so I'm glad I managed to get one in the net. And yeah, look, it set us on our way, and then obviously to get a goal so quickly after it is pleasing. And I thought we controlled the game quite well up until the 92nd minute, where we lose a clean sheet, which is frustrating. But cup competition's all about getting through, and we're delighted to get through now.
You've made no secret of the fact that you wanted to play more this season. Did you have a bit of a point to prove tonight?
Look, I'm not sure I've got a point to prove in a Liverpool shirt. I think the fans know that I give everything every time I come on the pitch, and I hope they believe that, and I've done that for 9 years now, so it's not really that. It's just, when you get on the pitch, you just want to enjoy it. I love playing football, I love training with these lads, I love playing with them, and when you get the opportunity to go on the pitch, I just want to make the most of it, and I think I've done that today.
Do you feel like you do deserve to have played a bit more this season?
Look, it is what it is. Milos is a fantastic left back, unbelievable season last season at Bournemouth. Took a little bit of time to settle in to a big club, which everyone does, but the club have to move. The club have to move forward. The lads that have been here for so long, we're not getting any younger. We're all in our 30s now, and the replacements have to come in. We know that. That's what we want from the club. We want them to be ambitious, and we want them to go and compete in all fronts. So look, you have to accept it. I've had competition my whole career, and no different this season. Obviously, I've not played as many games as maybe I would have liked, but that's part of football. And just when you do play, you've just got to go and enjoy it. And I think I've done that tonight.
You are into the FA Cup quarter-finals, still going well in the Champions League as well. I know the league has been a little bit disappointing, but can this still be a special season for Liverpool? Of
course it can. We try and fight on all fronts. Obviously, Carabao Cup didn't work out. The Premier League's not worked out, but we're still in 2 cup competitions. And, if we play like we did tonight, then, nobody wants to play against us. But we've just been a little bit too inconsistent this season. That's the fact of it. And, if we perform like we did tonight, then I think we'll be better off for it, and we can go far in both competitions. But we have to start showing that consistency, because it's like 1 step forward, 2 step back at time, and we have to put a run of form together from now to the end of the season to achieve what we want to achieve.
Well played tonight, and there's nothing wrong with being in your 30s.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Virgil, congratulations, Liverpool into the FA Cup quarter-finals after Tuesday. How important was it to come back here, put in a performance and get the win tonight?
Yeah, very important, of course. I think it was a very disappointing night, especially a very disappointing last 20 minutes of the game. And we had to make something right here, and obviously the FA Cup was very important for us, like always, but obviously especially this season, I think, and hopefully we can keep going. Great win.
Apart from the goals, what felt like the biggest difference this evening?
It's easy to say now, isn't it, because you win, but I think the pace we kept playing. I think there was a lot of 1v1 moments on the side. Rio was outstanding, make life difficult for their right wing back, right centre back as well at times. We kept pushing, and we found obviously the first goal. That changed obviously then the rest of the game as well. It opens up a little bit more, and I think obviously to then score the second and third was game over.
Rio Nguhoma was the player of the match today. As one of the senior experienced players in this team, just how pleased are you for him to have got his opportunity tonight and put in a performance like that?
Yeah, very pleased, very pleased. Obviously we all see day in, day out how a special talent he is in terms of 1v1s and the pace he drives at players, and he's working hard. He's a good boy, and we're looking after him. We speak to him constantly, and he needs to keep learning, keep soaking it all up, and take it into his progress. Today was a good day for him. Nothing more, nothing less. He has to keep going and on to the next.
With the league title defence not quite going to plan for Liverpool this season, how much more determined has it made you as a group to get silverware?
To get silverware is always our aim. I think I've been very privileged to experience so many good nights and winning silverware with this beautiful club, and that's what we aim for. But this season obviously it's been very difficult for a lot of reasons, and I said it from day one that it was going to be a very difficult season. But we're here now. We've make progress, but obviously now and then we are also not doing well, and that's what we have to take in our process. And that's what we did today. We played well. We won on to the next game. Now it's Champions League, where we will focus on a very difficult game where our ears will be tested as well again. But it's nice. It's an absolute blessing to be out there again, and hopefully we can get a good result there.
Yeah, good luck at Galatasaray. Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
How important was that, Rob? We were just saying, like, you guys, this is such a big chance at silverware in the FA Cup. So tell me how big this win was.
Yeah, it was massive for us. I think Tuesday was not acceptable, and we know that. But it's quite rare in football that you get, in the next 3 days, you get to play the same team in the same place and you get to put it right. So I thought today, from minute one, the performance was a lot better. I thought, you know, we had a lot more tempo, a bit more aggressive, and yeah, I thought then when we got our noses in front, we controlled the game really well, and that's what you've got to do in, you know, cup football.
We could see how motivated you were. You were the one that opened the scoring, and it was a hell of a goal. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Look at this. We're just saying as well, Mo Salah and the work that he did there was quite impressive, but your finish is very special.
It's rare. It's rare. I think probably every Liverpool fan in the stadium expected it to go over the bar. But look, obviously, you know, it's probably a rare one for me. But you know, when you hit it, it's just delighted to see it go back in the back of the net, and you know, obviously an important time in the game. A
rare one for you, but your third goal against Wolves, which is more than any other team. So you must love a goal against Wolves.
I don't mind a goal here, yeah. You know, I remember scoring here a couple of years back, quite late on, and I think I scored in a home game as well. So, yeah, look, Wales is obviously a good team for me to score goals, so maybe that was in the back of my head. But yeah, look, just delighted to get the goal, and then we go and get one so quickly after, which was probably the most important.
Yeah. And it was your assist for that goal, Robbo. Aside from the assist, and it was a great ball, how different is it playing with somebody like Rio in front of you? Because now you've got to start thinking, hang on a minute, I need to sometimes leave him to go one-on-one against his man instead of just overlapping all the time, like you maybe would a bit more with Gakpo playing. Yeah, look, I think early doors, you know, I just said to him, look, I'm going to feed you the ball and let's see how you get on. I said to him before the game that I wanted to see his decision making this game because, you know, he's only young, look, and I thought tonight he was outstanding. His decision making was so good for a 17-year-old, and at times, you know, sometimes he wants to take the whole team on and sometimes it's not the right time, but I thought tonight he made pretty much every right decision, and he's a credit to himself. He works so hard, he wants to listen to all the experienced lads. Him and train Ione train was every single day, and you know, they're great kids, a credit to their family, and I just think, you know, today he really came of age, and if he puts more performances in like that, then he'll just get more and more game time. He's so exciting to watch. What is he like in training? You don't want to come up against him, that's for sure. Not in 1v1s anyway. He's you know, he wants to take anyone on. He's got quick feet. He can, you know, he's not scared to take anyone on. But again, it's just you know, just keep going on at him about, you know, the decision making, because that's what will make him a top player. He's got everything there, everything in his toolbox to go and have such a special career, and he's already shown that, and if we can help him on the way, then so be it. And I thought today the experienced lads around him helped him, and I thought then he just flourished, and you know, fair play to him. He got man of the match today, but for the record, Ali McCoy's thought it should have been you, which I think... I thought when Ali McCoy was on commentary and I scored, I thought it was a stick on. I can't believe he got it, but to be honest, I'll give it to Rio. I'm delighted for him.
He probably would have given it to you if you hadn't come off the bench, even if you hadn't played at all today. True. What about for the next round? Obviously, you're the first team into the hat, but you talk about how important this run is. In the FA Cup, obviously going back to the Premier League, how much can you take from this competition to bring everything forward in the Premier League as well and just secure those Champions League positions?
We've been trying to search for consistency all season, and we've not managed to find it yet. That's the truth of it. We've been, you know, up and down all season. We've put in some really good performances like we did tonight, but we've also put in far too many performances like we did on Tuesday. So from now until the end of the season, you know, the experienced lads are trying to get, you know, the newer lads and the younger lads to show that consistency. Because if we do that and we play like we did tonight, I do believe we can go far in this competition, and we can go far in the Champions League. But if we play like we played on Tuesday, then we won't go very far at all. So it's trying to find that consistency, trying to find, you know, the good performances at the right time. We did that tonight. Now we're into the last 8, one game away from Wembley, and a lot of us know how special it was when we won it in 2022, and you know, we're trying to say to the lads how big the days are out, and you know, we want to feel that again this season. Obviously the Premier League's out of our reach, Carabao Cup we're out of, so we've got 2 to go for, and you know, if we show performances like we did today, then you know, we've got a chance.
Excellent. All right, Robbo, go get warm. Lovely
Thank
to
you very
see
much.
you.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Congratulations as well. Great
Thank
to. Shall we see how they did it, guys?
Absolutely.
Shall we?
Yeah.
We're also waiting for Andy Robertson to come over, so make sure you do come and stay with us, because he's going to be joining us in a few moments' time. Let's see the goal, because it was a brilliant goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great counter attack. Again, I thought Wolves could have stopped it on the halfway line, but you take nothing away from the final actions from Curtis Jones and the strike from Robbo.
I mean, defensively, you could probably pick holes in this, Jolien, but because there's nobody behind them, is there? They've only got one thing to do, and that's to close. But what a strike that is from Robbo. He did. I mean, he got swamped, didn't he? There was a couple of players alongside him. But once the momentum of that attack slows down, you think to yourself, right, Wolves have got them under control. But how nobody closes Robbo down there, and it's a ping of a left foot.
We were very critical of Liverpool in the build-up to this game, saying that there's not enough goals coming from other areas of the pitch. And Mo Salah, who actually scored on Tuesday, got an all-important goal today as well.
Yeah, again, a Robbo down the left, and it's a great cross and timed of his run. I know it was tight to be an offside, but frankly for him and for Liverpool, it was 2-0.
Yeah, he, as you say, he was actually in an offside position in terms of where the defenders was, but as we know, if you're behind the ball, then you're not offside, and that was the case here. He was in front of the defenders, but behind the ball. Andy Robertson, he didn't have to overlap too much today with Rio being in that position, but when he did, he made it count. That's a really teasing ball across the 6
I think it's important to highlight Curtis Jones' run there as well, because he draws in the defender, which means Mo Salah's free at the back post. But yeah, his timing of it, his recognition of the line is so important to the outcome of that.
Originally thought it was offside, went to VAR. VAR came back and confirmed that it was a goal. You mentioned Curtis Jones there and his involvement in that goal. He got one of his own, and he did so well with it. It was so fluid. Lovely finish again.
It was a lovely finish on his weaker foot, but he struck the ball so well. He strikes the ball so well with his weaker foot. You'd not know which foot is his strongest.
It's a great assist as well.
We were joking about my dislike for assists, and then that happened. A little. Who gets the assist there? Is it Gakpo? Yeah, he gets a little. There we go. A little 1 yard pass, and he's grabbing. But anyway, somebody gets an assist for that. It was all down to Curtis Jones. Lovely finish.
Look, Liverpool fans that are watching this are going, finally, look, we need to see more like this, start to get them together. They're into the next round of the FA Cup, and we were talking before the game even kicked off about the importance of this competition for them, Jolie, and they're a real chance at silverware for them.
Yeah, it's huge, and Virgil van Dijk emphasised how important it is. Every competition is important for a club like Liverpool. Their objective is to win every competition that they enter, and as I said, with the way the season's gone domestically, this will be huge for them now.
Yeah, especially with what's happened this season. Obviously, Premier League, it's a struggle. Just to get in the Champions League for next season, it will be good. And obviously, they're not in the Carabao Cup, so all of a sudden, Champions League, FA Cup take even bigger priority, and that was big today. Getting into the last 8 of the FA Cup is important.